What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for another daily Manchester City transfer update. Remember, keeping you guys up to date here every single step of the way on YouTube with all the latest Manchester City transfer news. So if you haven't already, do subscribe to my channel, press that red button, press the bell, and put your push notifications on. It is free to subscribe. Also, don't forget social media links, they're in the description. If you want to go and follow me on my Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, email also in the description too. If you want to hit me up for any sponsorships or any videos or any general business inquiries, don't forget to leave your thoughts in the comments below. Do leave a thumbs up, 300 likes is the aim, and finally do go and check out today's video sponsor, which is brought to you by Sofascore. They're going to be keeping you guys up to date with their app, which is free to download, by keeping you guys up to date with all the latest football scores from around the grounds ahead of the new season. They're going to keep you up to date not just with the scores, but the latest statistics, analysis, match information, and so much more. They'll also keep you up to date with all the latest scores from all the other games in all the other sports that you guys love to follow, all in one place, all in one app. Links and details there in the description. Remember, anyone that does download Sofascore using my link in the description or the QR code on screen does help to support the future content created here on my channel. So we're going to crack on with this video. We've got no contract news, but we do have some out news. So we've got the very latest on Manchester City former young player Ben Knight, because he's now signed for Real Murcia over in Spain. They play in the Spanish second division. He signs for them for free, so £0 involved in this transaction, but Manchester City have included a sell-on fee according to Michael Plant, which is worth 20%. So Manchester City will get 20% of whatever Real Murcia do sell Ben Knight for in the future, if of course they do end up selling him at any point. So I want to wish Ben the very best of luck there for the future, and also wish him the very best of luck with Real Murcia over in Spain as well. Now, speaking of Manchester City young players, takes us on to an update on Kian Breckin, and as I was saying in my last transfer update, Crewe Alexandra are interested in signing Kian Breckin from Manchester City, and they have now gone and done so on a season-long loan. So I wanted to wish Kian the very best of luck at Crewe, and also wish him the very best of luck in what I hope will be a successful loan spell in League 2. And speaking of another Manchester City young player, takes us on to Luke Mbete. He has signed for Northampton Town on loan in League 1, so I wanted to wish Luke the very best of luck there at Northampton Town, and wish him the very best of luck in his campaign in League 1. Now, moving on, we've got the very latest on Kalvin Phillips, and the MEN and Sky Sports have said that Ipswich Town are currently keeping an eye on Kalvin Phillips this summer. The MEN do say that Fulham and Everton are also interested, whereas Mark Douglas have said that Everton are the club that's most interested in signing Kalvin Phillips. So there is Premier League interest. It is believed that all three of them clubs will prefer a loan deal to a permanent transfer. Manchester City would prefer a permanent transfer to a loan deal, but the longer we get, or the closer we get, to transfer deadline day, the more likely it is that Man City will accept a loan for Kalvin Phillips. So there's plenty of interest in him, and if I was Manchester City, I'd be looking to try and sanction a sale at some point this week for Kalvin Phillips to go somewhere. If it's not permanently, then on loan, to just clear that space in the squad to allow Manchester City to try and push to sign a central defensive midfielder, a player who can provide competitive competition for Rodri's place in the squad, can alternate with him but also complement him and play alongside him as well. And I don't think Man City are going to do any bits of business with regards to the central defensive midfielder until the future of Kalvin Phillips is sorted. So that has to be priority A for Manchester City before moving on to the incomings. Now, moving on to the final transfer of the hours, I've done my video already on my channel, which you can go and check out. It's just my previous video speaking about Julian Alvarez. That was put back on track yesterday after Atletico Madrid was struggling with regards to their transfers. That Conor Gallagher transfer at the moment stalling big time. Looks like that could well collapse, but Julian Alvarez, Atletico Madrid have managed to get that over the line. He signs a 5-year contract with Atletico Madrid, and by 3:45 p.m. British summer time yesterday, Atletico had announced the signing of Julian Alvarez from Manchester City for £82 million. It's believed that they're paying just shy of £68 million as an upfront fee, with the rest of the money being paid in achievable add-ons. So a good deal there, I think, for Manchester City, and getting a really good amount for Julian Alvarez. Alvarez gets his move to Spain that he's been looking for, and Atletico Madrid get themselves a fantastic striker striker in Julian Alvarez as well. So I wish him nothing but success. He's a fantastic player with a great attitude. I'd love for him to be at Manchester City. Unfortunately, for Julian Alvarez, he just can't force his way into the Manchester City starting 11 because he's competing with the best striker in the world in his spot. So it's just all down to circumstance, and it is what it is. I'm sad to see him go, but I wish him nothing but success. All parties are happy. Transfers for you. Very best of luck there to Julian Alvarez, and thank you so much for all the memories in the short time that he's created in his time at Manchester City as well. Now, moving on to the ins, got a couple of stories I want to speak about. The first of them is Eberechi Eze. The Athletic have said that Manchester City do still hold an interest in signing Eze, but Manchester City are believed to be casting their net far and wide when it comes to potentially adding to their squad. I have started to hear little murmurs that Man City, in replacing Julian Alvarez, are only interested in signing a backup striker rather than a versatile attacker to go in their squad, showcasing that Man City are happy with their attack. And Pep Guardiola has recently been given more praise to Matheus Nunes, so I suspect he could be in for a big second season for City. So if that is the case, then signing a cheaper backup striker could work dividends. Who are you going to go for? Who's going to be happy to play backup striker at Manchester City? I'm not too sure, but Man City do like Eze, but aren't right now making their move, and that suggests to me that while City are interested, perhaps Manchester City don't want to sign Eze as of yet. Will somebody else come in? He's got that release clause. No one is releasing that clause, so it is always still an option there for Manchester City. But I thought that was particularly interesting, and it's interesting because it leads me nicely on to an update on Bruno Guimaraes, and the Athletic have said that Manchester City are not giving up on Bruno G. They still believe that Bruno G wants to join Manchester City. Now, with nothing agreed, it's very unlikely that such a big, expensive transfer will be sorted in time by transfer deadline day. We need personal terms sorting, everything sorting through his entourage and through his agent. We need to find a fee with Newcastle. We need to try and find how much they're looking for and negotiate a successful transfer. It's not impossible to get done, but very difficult. And if Man City do want Bruno G this summer, that ball has to start rolling very quickly. Very cautious from Manchester City so far this summer. Very cautious indeed. But if they do want Bruno G and he is the player that they want, then City need to try and get that ball rolling as quickly as possible. And that's why I said if they do want Bruno G, you need to sort out what's happening with Kalvin Phillips very quickly so you can get that ball rolling. You sort out a Kalvin Phillips transfer by the end of this week, then by the end of this week Man City can start to get that Bruno G ball rolling, and they can start looking towards finding agreements with the player and trying to negotiate some kind of transfer with Newcastle potentially by next week, because once you're running into the penultimate week of the transfer window, clubs are going to smell the desperation. Newcastle are going to add more money on top of the fee that they were looking for back in June on that release clause of £100 million. So it's very difficult. Newcastle don't want to sell. Man City think Bruno G wants to join us, but the words he's saying is that he wants to stay at Newcastle, or publicly that's what he's saying as well. And there's no rumours out there of Man City finding any agreement with Bruno G's camp, or Bruno G indicating that Man City are going to make that move and it's going to happen this summer. So conflicting information, very interesting, reliable information being put onto this. So I'd love to know your thoughts. I don't know what to make of it. So do let me know in the comments below. Hi guys, just as I'm editing up the video, there has been some news come out about Luis Diaz from Liverpool and Manchester City wanting to spend €70 million on Luis Diaz from Liverpool. His reports were coming in from Spain, with Manchester City apparently agreeing a 5-year contract. He's a winger rather than playing as a second attacker or playing as a backup to Erling Haaland. It's a lot of money to invest, and Sam Lee from The Athletic has already played down these reports and said word coming in from Manchester City is they're not interested in signing Luis Diaz from Liverpool. I will give more details about this in tomorrow's video, as I'm just editing up today's video, but that has just come out whilst I was editing this one. So I thought worthwhile mentioning, but Luis Diaz won't be joining Manchester City this summer. Good old transfer rumour mill Got to love it. So there we go, that has been today's transfer update. If you did enjoy this video, do leave a thumbs up. 300 likes is the aim. Also, don't forget to let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new around here. Remember, daily Manchester City transfer updates throughout the whole summer transfer window for you guys to enjoy. Also, don't forget social media links. They're in the description if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter, Instagram and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. And finally, do go and check out today's video sponsor, which is brought to you by Sofascore. I'll see you all again religiously tomorrow for my next daily Manchester City transfer update. I am doing my transfer show a little bit early, or earlier this week, because I'm going to be doing it tomorrow rather than on Friday, which is what I've been doing throughout the summer. That's just due to Manchester City having games coming in now from the Premier League. So my Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays are spent on preparation for Manchester City's football at the weekend. So I'm going to be bringing the transfer show forward for this week to Wednesday. Not too sure about next week, we'll have to wait and see. So I will have the link out to that for you to go and set your reminders for later on today. So I will see you for that tomorrow as well, along with my daily Manchester City transfer update. So I've been JSGC. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope everyone is safe and well. Peace. Ciao for now.